Tornado, a leading manufacturer of commercial and industrial cleaning equipment, is proud to present this instructional video for our ride-on automatic scrubbers. When the machine arrives at your facility, it will come standard with a 24 or 36 volt battery system, depending on which model you have selected, a 24 or 36 volt charger, and a solid steel squeegee assembly with squeegee blades installed. Depending on which model of rider you have selected, the BD or traditional rotary pad style machines will include 2 pad drivers and spray skirt for the brush deck. The larger 30-gallon models will also include a roll bar with warning lights standard. Detailed information on how to install the spray skirt and roll bar can be found in the operations manual that is included with each unit. The operations manual should be referenced throughout your ownership of the unit. To install the pad drivers, first remove the black center retaining lock by turning it counterclockwise. Place the appropriate pad onto the pad holder and tighten the pad retainer back into place. The pad retainer only needs to be tightened hand tight. After the appropriate pad has been mounted, you can then install the pad holders onto the unit. To do so, place the pad holder under the brush deck with your hands at the 3 and 9 o'clock position. Lift the pad holder and quarter turn it onto the mount. To remove the pad holder, lift slightly and quarter turn it in the opposite direction. For easier install of the pad holders, the spray skirts can be unclipped and swung to either side. To do this, simply remove the clip located on the front of the brush deck, swing the gray brush skirt to either side and install or remove the pad holders. When the task is complete, simply refasten the brush skirt. To mount the squeegee assembly, align the knobs on the squeegee with the inlets on the squeegee mount. Insert the squeegee assembly into place and tighten the knobs hand tight. You will notice the squeegee includes 2 blades. The rear rubber blade is your main common replacement blade, while the clear plastic blade will just need to be rinsed and cleaned occasionally. To flip, change, or rotate the main rear blade, simply remove the steel band by unfastening the clip, hold and rotate accordingly. This is a 4-sided blade and no tools are required for this task. To perform recovery and to prevent streaking, the main blade will need to be wiped clean and adjusted as needed. To adjust the squeegee, put the squeegee in the down position and the machine in neutral. See Operations section for details. Nudge the machine forward about 3 inches to see how your squeegee is laying on the floor. If adjustment is required, you will need to use the adjustment knobs located on the squeegee mount. The knob in the center, back underneath the recovery tank, is your main control knob. This knob will adjust the overall downward pressure of the squeegee blade. The knob located on the right-hand side of the squeegee mount will adjust the incline or angle of the blade. The 2 knobs in the center of the squeegee assembly adjust the overall height of the blade. Turn these knobs clockwise or counterclockwise to adjust appropriately. Once the squeegee is appropriately adjusted, again, nudge the machine forward about 3 inches. This is about the amount of drag you should see uniformly across your rear squeegee blade. The overall design of the ride-on scrubbers includes easy operator access from either side of the unit. There are clear sight lines out the front of the machine, out both sides, and at the rear of the unit. Our tanks are constructed of tough, rotationally molded plastic. There is a solid steel frame running throughout the unit, along with a steel battery tray. To fill the machine, simply remove the cap on the solution tank. You will notice the opening has been designed large enough to visually see into the tank to determine when the tank is full. The solution fills along the sides of the black tank and proceeds down the base of the unit. Depending on the model, the solution tanks will hold either 27 or 30 gallons of solution. The seat can be adjusted to fit the person operating the ride-on scrubber. To adjust the seat, simply pull outward on the lever located under your left knee. Slide the seat forward or backward to find a comfortable operating position. The Tornado ride-on scrubbers are equipped with a weight-sensitive safety feature in the seat. If the operator leaves the seat, the machine will not drive in either direction. You must be seated for the machine to operate forward or reverse. When you turn the key switch to the on position, the machine will begin a startup process. The LCD display will begin by showing the software version of the unit along with the battery configuration. The LCD display will then show your battery life percentage. When the battery percentage is shown, the machine is then ready for commands. When the battery percentage reaches 10%, the display will flash. This is an indication that you need to work your way back toward the charging station. Under the LCD display is an hour meter button. By pushing this button, the LCD will indicate the overall hours on the machine. If held long enough, it will display the minutes as well. The tornado ride-on scrubbers have three basic operational modes. In manual mode, you'll have to start and stop each function independently. There are switches to select your speed, like a turtle or like a rabbit, turn on and off your water supply, raise and lower your brush stack, turn on and off the vacuum motor, and raise and lower the squeegee. Again, manual mode allows you to run components independently. This may be used to double scrub a surface or to simply vacuum and extract water. Each function will need to be switched off manually. If automatic mode is selected, all functions will begin to operate once the operator presses on the accelerator pedal. Once you remove your foot from the gas pedal, all functions will begin to raise and turn off. The vacuum motor will continue to run for approximately 20 seconds to help clear the hoses of liquid. The accelerator pedal is equipped with dynamic braking. When you take your foot off the pedal, the machine will stop. In addition, the harder you push on the pedal, the faster the machine will go. There is also an emergency braking pedal located under the left foot. Brake washing will be used to transition you from an operational mode to a transport mode. When you're about to complete your scrubbing duties or area, simply switch the machine to brake washing and all functions will raise and shut off in a pre-programmed process. First, the water will shut off and the brush deck will raise. The vacuum motor and squeegee will remain in operation for approximately 20 seconds and then raise and turn off. This process is designed to help ensure that all water has been recovered before leaving the area. Brake washing also serves as drive mode. All functions except for the drive will be non-operational. To activate brake washing while in operation, press the brake wash button. Once the appropriate mode has been selected, locate the joystick and select a drive option: forward, neutral, or reverse. While in operation, you can adjust the amount of solution you lay on the floor by turning the solution control knob. This can be done on the fly and is marked with a plus and minus symbol. It is important to note that in manual mode, the water switch will need to be turned off manually to stop the flow of water. If needed, you can also adjust the amount of pressure that the pads or brushes place on the floor surface. To adjust the amount of pad pressure, locate the pad pressure dial that is numbered 1 to 3. Simply turn the dial to the desired pressure, 3 being the most downward pressure and 1 being the least. While in operation, you can check the actual pad pressure pounds by pushing the brush pressure button located next to the hour meter. The LCD will then display the current pounds of down pressure that you are scrubbing at. If the brush motor experiences too much resistance, the LCD will flash an AL01 code. This is an indication that you need to reduce the amount of pressure you have selected for that floor type. In addition to the basic operational function, the Tornado ride-on scrubbers are equipped with both a signal horn and a parking brake for the safety of both the operator and other employees in your facility. To engage the parking brake, step on the emergency brake pedal and simultaneously push down on the emergency brake lever. When the parking brake is properly set, an indicator light will show on the LCD panel. To disengage the parking brake, simply depress the pedal and the indicator light will extinguish. After you are finished operating the unit, the following steps should be done to help ensure maximum machine efficiency and life cycle. The first step in draining the solution tank is to turn the solution control knob all the way past the minus symbol. This closes the solenoid valve. Proceed to the front of the machine. Located under the steering column, in front of the center wheel, you will find a black filter cup. Turn this cup counterclockwise to remove it. Take caution, as this cup will be filled with solution. Once the cup is removed, you will notice that it houses a filter and rubber gasket seal. Dump the water that is in the cup. Being careful not to lose the filter and gasket contains. The filter inside will need to be rinsed and cleaned on a regular basis in order to maintain a good flow of solution. To drain the remaining solution, simply turn the solution control knob all the way to the plus position. Solution will then freely flow from the unit. Once all the filter back into the filter cup and ensure the gasket is in place along its rim. Tighten the cup back into position by turning it clockwise. The dirty water is stored in the rear portion of the machine in the yellow recovery tank. Depending on which model you have purchased, this tank will hold either 32 or 29 gallons of liquid. The drain hose for the tank is located on the bottom of the recovery tank. To drain the dirty water, simply place the rear of the machine over a floor drain, remove the drain hose from the mount, and remove the plug. Recovery water will then drain freely from the tank. After the majority of recovery water has been drained, the operator should thoroughly rinse the recovery tank. To do so, clamshell the seat forward and fasten the recovery tank cover to expose the liquid float shutoff assembly. Remove the float assembly to gain clear access to the recovery tank for rinsing and flushing. Once all the dirty and rinsing water has been completely drained, place the drain hose back into its holder. After the tanks are drained, the machine has been transported to the charging station. Simply unfasten the recovery tank cover and move it to the side. This will allow for the tank to breathe and help prevent the buildup of odors within the tank. Remove the pads or brushes, rinse clean, and let dry. Clean the squeegee. Over time, the squeegee assembly cavity will become full of dirt and debris. You will want to ensure that you wipe down the cavity as well as the squeegee blades themselves. This will ensure maximum vacuum pickup and help avoid any streaking. To charge the machine, turn the key switch on the machine to the off position. Clamshell the seat forward and lock into the open position. This prevents moisture buildup within the battery compartment while the battery is charged. Disconnect the power supply connectors located on the side of the steering column by simply pulling them apart. Plug the charger into the top power plug of the machine. The top plug is connected directly to the batteries and is the only location the charger should be plugged into. Ensure the charger is plugged into a wall outlet. If the charger is equipped with an on-off switch, ensure the on position is selected to begin the charging cycle. Written on the front of each charger will be descriptions of specific charging status indicator lights displayed on the charger. For machines operating with wet, each battery cell will need to be checked and filled with distilled water on a regular basis. Failure to do so can result in permanent damage to the batteries. Tornado recommends a battery filler to be used for this process. For detailed instructions on how to maintain and fill the battery cells, please consult the battery manufacturer. All Tornado ride-on scrubbers come with the following warranty: 10 years on all rotationally molded tanks, 2 years on 1 year on labor. For full warranty details, reference the operations manual. To prevent voiding of the warranty, please contact the area for any repair needs. Troubleshooting. Poor suction. Ensure all hoses are seated properly and that the drain hose plug is in place. Ensure the suction hose is mounted to the squeegee assembly tank and that the recovery tank cover is in place. Ensure all hoses are free from obstruction. Ensure the squeegee blade is properly adjusted and mounted. Poor water flow. Ensure the solution control knob is on the on position. Ensure the solution filter is clean. If you are operating in manual mode, ensure the water switch is in the on position and that the indicator light is illuminated. No charge or limited runtime. Ensure that the charger was plugged into the correct connector on the machine. Ensure water levels and batteries have been maintained. Ensure you are using a working outlet. Please reference the operation manual for a detailed troubleshooting guide and a schedule of routine maintenance procedures.